magic.
Follow me. We must go beyond the edge of our world, into the unknown.
Willow is imagined as a sweeping fantasy epic that expands the world introduced in the original story into a cinematic journey filled with magic, danger, friendship, and unbreakable courage. This movie version takes the beloved characters and introduces new threats, unexpected allies, and emotional depth that broadens the mythology while staying true to the heart of the original tale. The world of Willow feels alive and vast, with kingdoms at peace but on the brink of upheaval, landscapes that shift from enchanted forests to towering mountains, and ancient powers that have awoken after centuries of slumber. This is not merely an adventure. It is a story about destiny, legacy, and the choices that define us. At the center of the film is Willow himself, a humble farmer whose journey from obscurity to heroism has already been sung about in the lands beyond his village. Now older and wiser, Willow still carries the quiet kindness that once made him an unlikely hero, but he has also been tempered by loss, regret, and the weight of past battles. His path is no longer one of discovery, but one of purpose. He knows the stakes, and he knows what must be protected. Yet even he does not fully understand the depths of the challenge ahead. Beside him is a new generation of warriors, a young mage whose powers flicker unpredictably, a seasoned warrior with a haunted past, and a clever rogue whose loyalty is as unpredictable as his wit. Together they form a band that feels both familiar and fresh. The antagonist of the story is imagined as an ancient force long buried beneath the roots of the world, a presence that has stirred with the passing of time and the fading of old protections. This force is not merely evil for its own sake, but a primal power born of forgotten grievances, a force that seeks to reshape the world in its own image. Its minions are terrifying and strange, creatures born from elemental fury and shadow, each embodying the sense of dread and unpredictability that defines the looming threat. The plot unfolds in a series of sweeping movements that take the characters far from the realms they once knew. The journey begins with a call to arms, a mysterious vision seen by one of the young travelers, a moment of darkness that foreshadows an awakening that could bring ruin to all kingdoms. Willow, recognizing the signs from old legends he once thought were mere stories, knows that the peace the world enjoys is fragile and temporary. The group sets out to seek answers, tracing ancient ruins, decoding forgotten languages, and navigating landscapes that test not only their strength but their trust in one another. Along the way, they encounter allies that reflect the diversity and depth of this world's cultures. Elven sentinels who guard secrets in towering forests, dwarven smiths whose knowledge of ancient runes proves crucial, and nomadic tribes whose songs carry wisdom of the ages. Each encounter brings challenges of its own, forcing the group to confront assumptions about history, honor, and sacrifice. These side stories enrich the journey, making the world feel lived in and full of legacy. Willow's own arc is deeply tied to themes of leadership and humility. Once an accidental hero, he now carries the expectations of many on his shoulders. His wisdom is a compass for the group, but his doubts often surface in quiet moments when the weight of responsibility feels too heavy. The young mage, in turn, represents potential unbounded by fear, yet struggling with the burden of raw and unpredictable power. Their dynamic becomes one of mutual growth, as Willow learns to trust new strength while the young mage learns to temper power with wisdom. The seasoned warrior carries scars both visible and hidden. Once a defender of the old kingdoms, she has witnessed betrayal and bloodshed that have hardened her edges. Her past intersects with the antagonist in ways that reveal deeper layers of the threat, and she must reconcile with choices she once buried. This exploration of past trauma and redemption adds emotional weight to the narrative, ensuring that the story is as much about inner battles as it is about external conflict. The rogue adds levity and cunning, his humor a contrast to the gravity of the quest. Yet beneath his easy smile lies a heart shaped by loss and longing for belonging. Throughout their journey, his loyalty is tested, and his decisions often tip the balance between danger and salvation. His story illustrates how bravery can wear many masks and how unlikely heroes can emerge from the shadows. As the group draws closer to uncovering the truth behind the rising darkness, the film shifts into a deeper tone of suspense and revelation. Ancient runes awaken, prophecies once dismissed as myth unfold into chilling reality, and the land itself seems to whisper warnings in winds and rustling leaves. The pace quickens as the urgency grows and the characters find themselves enveloped in battles that test every skill and ounce of courage they possess. Magic and sword, strategy and sacrifice all collide in sequences that are visually grand and emotionally charged. Willow's leadership becomes crucial when the group stands at a crossroads. A choice must be made between pursuing a path that leads to potential destruction or risking all on a desperate gamble to restore balance. This pivotal moment highlights the central theme of the film. True courage is not the absence of fear, but the resolve to act despite it. Each character faces a personal trial, a moment where they must confront their deepest fears and either rise to meet them or be consumed. The antagonist's motives reveal themselves to be more complex than simple conquest. Born from pain and ancient betrayal, this force believes that rebirth can only come through reshaping the world entirely. This revelation forces the heroes to reconsider not just how they will fight, but why. The conflict becomes an ideological one, where understanding and compassion must stand alongside blade and spell. The confrontation that follows is both spectacular and poignant, blending magic and emotion in a way that feels earned and profound. In the climax, alliances are tested, sacrifices are made, and bonds are reaffirmed. The battle is not won by sheer force, but by unity, trust, and the willingness to believe in a future worth fighting for. The victory is neither absolute nor easy, but it reshapes the world in a way that feels hopeful without ignoring the cost. The resolution leaves room for future stories while providing closure to the journey they have shared. In the final scenes, the characters return to a world changed by their actions. Peace is fragile but present, and the lessons they have learned become seeds for a new era. Willow, now known not just as a hero by chance but as a leader by choice, reflects quietly on how destiny can unfold unexpectedly. The young mage, tempered by trials, stands ready to shape the future with wisdom and wonder. The warrior finds peace and honor restored, and the rogue discovers the belonging he sought. The imagined cast performances are rich with emotional nuance, balancing humor, gravitas, and vulnerability. Each character feels distinct and human, their interactions carrying the weight of shared history and hard-won trust. The world of Willow feels both mythical and intimate, a place where magic breathes through every stone and story. Willow, in this cinematic iteration, is more than an adventure. It is a testament to courage, friendship, and the belief that even the smallest among us can shape the fate of the world. In a tale woven with heart and heroism, this imagined movie captures the essence of what makes fantasy timeless: the journey, the struggle, and the hope that carries us forward even in the darkest nights.